Angela Langlotz, trademark and business law attorney here. And this is day 2 of Copyright Week. This whole week I'm talking about copyright issues. I normally talk about trademarks and a little bit of patents, but this week I'm focusing on copyrights just because I feel like it. So today I'd like to talk about derivative works. Now we all know what a copyright is. It's basically your right as the original creator to make copies of and control and reproduce your original content. So it applies to any creative work that's reduced to a tangible medium. So it could be a symphony or a play or a novel or a photograph or a sculpture or a painting or an audio recording or a video recording. This recording, for example, this video is covered by copyright law, so don't y'all go copying it. But today I want to talk about derivative works. One of the rights that you have as a copyright holder is the right to make derivative works from your original work. Now, what's a derivative work? An example of a derivative work might be a translation into another language of a novel. It might be a film version of a play, or a drawing of a sculpture that you created, or a new arrangement of a musical composition. It's basically anything that's new that came from the original. So for example, let's say that you published a work about the history of Rome, and then a few years later you had some updated material that you wanted to add to it. That updated version with the new material would be a derivative work of the first version, right? So the copyright owner actually owns the derivative work. So if, for example, you go and you make a photograph of someone else's original work, you're arguably committing copyright infringement as long as that work is still covered by the original copyright. If you go into a musical performance and record it without their permission, that is a copyright infringement. If you take a photograph of a sculpture, that can be a copyright infringement. So a lot of things that we think of as normal and that we do every day are actually infringing somebody's copyright, and that's actionable. It doesn't have to be, there's no knowledge requirement that we need to know that we're violating someone's copyright, and they don't need to put the circle C on it. This is why it's so easy to unintentionally violate someone else's copyright. And I like to say that copyright violations are kind of like speeding. When the cop pulls you over, they don't ask you, hey, did you know you were speeding? No, they just say, madam, you were going 40 and a 25, here's your ticket. Copyright infringement's kind of like that too. All the copyright holder has to do is say, this is my work and you copied it. Here's your demand for damages. So it's good to be aware of things that might be copyright infringement so that you can ask, hey, when I copy this, am I committing copyright infringement, or is this an okay thing to do? So just be aware that the things that you might be doing very innocently could very well be copyright infringement. I'm Angela Langlotz, and you can find me online at TrademarkDoctor.net. You can also like my Facebook page at facebook.com/TrademarkDoctor, and you'll be notified every time I go live. You can also message me on that page and ask me any trademark, copyright, or patent questions that you want, and I'll be happy to answer those. I'll see you tomorrow.